You're testing. Come on, stream. Testing. Come on, stream. Testing. Test. Alright, perfect. We're good. But why isn't the chat working? That's not good. Give me 1 second, guys, while I figure this out. Alright, perfect. We're good. But why isn't the chat working? That's not good. Give me 1 second, guys, while I figure this out. Okay. I can hear myself. I can hear the music. Now the chat. Why can't I see the chat? Give me 1 second. Everything is just breaking today. Something went wrong. Okay, this chat's just not working today. Gonna give everybody 3 more minutes to join. We'll give everybody till 7:05, and then we're gonna get started. That chat's not working for some reason. Alright, all good. I'll keep it open on this screen. Posted the link in the Discord, posted the link on X. So we'll give everybody 3 minutes to join, and then we'll get started. Hope everybody had a great trading day today. Have a few questions in the Discord chat already from earlier today that we'll go over. Again, welcome to the isolation session. This is the session where we go over every single pair that we trade during the live trading session from 6 AM to 10:30 AM. We'll be updating our daily high, we'll be updating our daily lows, 4-hour highs, 4-hour lows, look for any continuations, talk about how the week ended and what we could be expecting for this new week. And we'll talk about the 30-minute highs, 30-minute lows, see if we have any continuations for our live trading session to tomorrow to start looking for trades. So again, gonna give everybody another minute here or so, and then we'll get started. Any questions throughout the stream, just let me know. Anything you guys don't understand or want me to go over, let me know. Any examples you guys want me to give, let me know. Any pairs, whether or not they're on our list, that you guys want me to go over and do an analysis on, let me know. If not, again, we'll be going over the pairs that have the red folded next to their name, starting off with AUDUSD, finishing off with US oil. We will be going in order from the top to the bottom, so again, if the pair that you want me to go over is already on our list, we'll get to it. If it's a pair that's not on our list and you want me to go over it, we'll do that towards the end of the stream. Few seconds here to join. Again, we'll start in 40 seconds. Alright, so let's get started, guys. So AU, we know we are in A2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third and final push to the bottom. We know that we still haven't gotten a clean break of structure, and price is still giving us higher highs and higher lows. Right, as we've been saying for the last couple weeks, we know that price has a gap at the top of the zone of consolidation. That if price continues this trend to the top side, we'll see price fill this gap and then start to push right back down to the bottom. And again, we can still see price giving us higher highs and higher lows. We have 2 weeks of rise. This week, price is already pushing up to the top side. Again, we do have a change of character already in motion, so if we could get price to give us this break of structure, we know we'll just have to wait for price to continue to push to the top side before we could look for an entry. And on the 30-minute time frame, we're still making higher highs and higher lows. Right now, price gave us another higher high, so let's move in our higher low. Lowest point between here and here, which is the break, is down here, which makes this the higher low on the 30-minute time frame. And we have this higher high over here, which at this point is a very small zone, but that's okay. We'll be looking for a steeper pullback to develop anytime soon. 2 days of counter rise. So again, AU just taking a step back from. Not going to be trading it, but it looks good. EA daily time frame. We know that we're at a higher high. We're looking for our level 3 push to the top side. We were in the zone of consolidation. We got the break of structure. After the break of structure, we're looking for the pullback. Right? We have a month of rise, no continuation. We know we were trading in a higher high. We had 3 weeks of rise. On the 3rd week, price gave us a rise no net. Could we expect price to give us this 4th week push to the top side? The fact that we have such a steep pullback, we talked about this during the weekly market breakdown. The fact that we have such a steep pullback is letting me know that price is not going to want to continue that push to the top side, which is okay, right? We know that we're going to get price to give us a pullback, do the same thing, give us price to fill this gap in the daily time frame, and this is where we'll start looking for price to continue the push to the top side. Now for these lows, it's very simple too. We know we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high. We got a change of character. If we see price not wanting to give us a break of structure after the change of character, and it gives us an inducement of the lows, then we know we could take those trades going back up to the top side. So right now it's really just about being a little patient, waiting for price to do what it has to do, and then we'll start looking for entries. We have 2 days of counter drop. We had a zone of consolidation, we had the break, we had the retest, and then the continuation back down to the bottom. So right now for EA, we have to just be patient, wait for price to give us those inducements. Once we got those inducements of the lows, right, once we do something like this, let's say price gives us a pullback, comes back down and gives us an inducement of the lows, then we'll be able to take these trades back up to the top side. But if price gives us a break and a retest, then we know we'll see price go back down to the bottom to fill these gaps at the bottom of the market. So right now for EA, just gotta be patient. Right now price still giving us lower lows and lower highs, so no buying positions for us just yet. On ECAD, going into the daily time frame just so we can see where we're at overall. We know we are in V1, looking at level 2 rise to the top side. We had the break of structure, now we're looking for the pullback. Right, exactly what we talked about. When we were at these highs, we were looking for two things: either for price to go down, fill the gap, and then give us the break, or we'll see price give us the break of structure and then the pullback back into the gap that needs to be filled to then continue the push to the top side. And same thing, we know we're trading at a higher high. After a higher high, we know we're looking for a higher low. We have 3 weeks of rise. After 3 weeks of rise, we know the market's either going to go down. Well, actually, let's update. This is one of those pairs that we needed to update on the 4 hour because of the candle open for the week. So actually, we have very close. Let's see actually where this is at. Right, so we did finish above it. So we do have 3 weeks of rise. After 3 weeks of rise, we know the market's either going to move sideways or it's going to go down. So it's exactly what we want to see on EURCAD. We want to see price push down to the bottom, give us a pullback to then continue the trend. And right now we're still making at one point, right, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Price gave us lower low, lower high, lower low, and then price gave us a little change of character here, higher high. So again, price is just kind of inducing traders, right, making everybody believe this is a double bottom, right, letting you believe that this is where you're going to get the break and the retest, and now price is just struggling in drawdown if you took that trade. Right, so understanding market structure is very, very, very important, guys. Here, what's good, Miss Vanessa? Jean pockets. I haven't gone over your message today, but I still have it there. I was doing one-on-one sessions today. But after the session, I'll catch up. I know I have to check yours and I have to check, I think Mike's as well. So I'll do that as soon as the session is over. Euro USD. We're still in V1, still in the first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side. Before we see the complete second push, we want to see the breakup structure of our zone of consolidation. So at this moment, the fact that we're back at the top of the zone of consolidation, this could be the area where price starts going back down. So we just have to wait for structure to give us a little bit more details for us to start taking trades. We know that we have a gap at the bottom of the market. So again, the fact that we're back at the top of the zone of consolidation, or we're reaching the top of the zone of consolidation, if price doesn't give us a break, then we know we'll see price come back down. We have 2 weeks of rise, this week being the third week. Price gave us that third week push to the top side. And on the 30-minute time frame, this is not a trade that we took this morning. This was actually me going over, which we did on stream, right? What I'm expecting for price to continue. So let's just take a step back. Let's move this here and let's talk about where I could be expecting my entry on why. Right, so we have 2 days of rise. Could we be expecting a third push to the top side? The fact that we're trading at a higher high makes this very low probability, right? But that higher high is on the 4-hour time frame, right? Where we want to see price push up to the top side is going to be to the daily highs to continue the trend. But again, market structure plays a huge part in how far price could push up. We go down to the 4-hour. We know that at one point this was a 4-hour lower low, lower high. Right, let's turn off these session breaks real quick so we could have a little bit of room to see this better, because I know it's a lot of lines. Right, so we know that in the 4-hour time frame, we're trading higher high, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and this is where we had our change of character, higher high. So now that we know we're at a higher high, again, we know that there's 2 different moves that the market makers can make, right? Either trending or consolidating. So now that we're at a higher high, we can see, yes, price is still giving us internal higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. However, we could see that price is already trapping in the lows, and we could already see prices trapping to the highs. So if price, let's go ahead and delete this here so we could draw this with the pen. If price decides to just consolidate for however long it decides to consolidate, if it gives us a break and a retest, then we know we could continue that push to the top side. But if price gives us a break and a retest of the lows, we know we're going to start getting a pullback into this 30-minute gap, and this is where we'll want to start taking a trade. Right, we did this all in the 4-hour time frame. Now going into the 30-minute, you can see it a little bit more clear, right? Just painting the picture. So at this moment, again, we know we're at these highs. However, we know that we also have a 372. So at this point, let's delete our 3rd week high since price already gave us that. And let's add another line here, which is going to be our 3rd day high. So the 3rd day high is going to be here. 3rd week high, sorry. No, 3rd day high, sorry. I'm a little twisted in my words. Right, so 3rd day high, let's change this to red. So now we have a change of character and break of structure on the 5-minute time frame. After price induced the lows, we got a change of character. We have a nice break of structure, and price is now just consolidating. Again, remember, we have 2 different moves the market can make. Either trending, which is higher high, higher low, higher high, or lower low, lower high, lower low to get the pullback, or price is going to consolidate. Right, so at this point, if price decides to give us a break of the zone of consolidation and start pushing down, where could we expect price to pull down to? Where could we expect the pullback to be? This is where the fibs come in play. This is where the EMAs come in play. And we could expect price to give us a 50% retracement. On this 50% retracement, let's see if we have any engulfing candles. So at this moment, we do not have any engulfing candles in the 5-minute. Let's go to the 15. No engulfing candles in the 15. Let's go to the 30. Nothing in the 30 as well. 1 hour, just gonna put all my time frames together. Now let's go to the 1 minute. 1 minute's important too because the 1 minute we're trading the same thing. Higher high, higher low, higher high. So the fibs on the 1 minute and the 5 minute are the exact same. So now on the 1 minute, let's look for the same thing. Do we have any engulfing candles? We have a small engulfing candle here, but no bottom wick on that red candle, so that's not valid. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay. We just gotta be patient. If we can get the pullback, once we're at that pullback, once we're at that point of interest, then we'll start looking for that internal engulfing candle, or we'll look for that internal change of character break of structure to happen to continue the push to the top side. So EU's definitely on my list for tomorrow. Let me go ahead and put this on the watch list. So 03/18 2025, and this is Euro USD 3rd day high. Any questions in the chat, just let me know. GA, we are in V2, we're in the second zone of consolidation. Well, we were in the second zone of consolidation, now we're in level 2. Right? We had the break of structure of the zone of consolidation. We had the retest, higher low, to continue into the higher high. And again, right now we're at a higher high, no continuations on the daily time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, we had 3 weeks of rise. On the 3rd week, price gave us a rise drop, very similar to EURCAD. Sorry, I need a water. Or very similar to EA. What was that pair that had the 3rd week drop and the pullback was very steep? Right, it's very similar to that one. So again, could we expect the 4th week push? Very unlikely to happen. Very unlikely to happen. However, we're gonna keep looking at it. Right, again, the reason why it's very unlikely is because after a higher high is made, we're looking for a pullback. Right, so now on the 30-minute time frame, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, then price pushed down and gave us a lower low change of character. So once again, this makes trading very easy. Why? Because if price now, we'll draw this out one more time so it can stick with everybody. Every area in the market is good for us because we have our rules set in play for that reason. Realistically speaking. So I'm going to put all of this as a 30-minute low here so we can have some room to play with. This is 2 days of counter drop. Why is this area very important for us? Again, if price ends up giving us a little pullback and then price gives us an inducement of the low and then starts giving us higher highs and higher lows, we know we could take this trade back up to the top side. But if price gives us a break and retest, not only are we breaking below the 800 EMA, but we'll also be making the break of structure, which already gives us the confirmation that price wants to give us a steeper pullback. Right, which is okay. We know we're looking for price to bounce off the 50 EMA, which is exactly where we're at when it comes to the daily time frame. If we get this type of pullback, we know we'll get the pullback around the 50 EMA in this area. So again, it's all about just waiting. Being patient, wait for price to do what it has to do, and then we enter the trades. If price gives us that inducement, then we know we could start going to target these 4th week highs. So G is also looking good. Let me write that down on our watch list. GBPAUD 4th week high variation. GCAD daily time frame. We know we're in level 3. We're in the second zone of consolidation. Let me go ahead and delete some of these drawings. Right, we were in V2, second zone of consolidation. Now we're in level 3 after the break. Very similar to the other ones, guys. Again, all these pairs are traded the exact same way. Exact same rules, rinse and repeat on every single pair. It doesn't matter if you're trading Forex, commodities, indexes, metals, crypto. It doesn't matter if you're trading energies, if you're trading regular stock options, Tesla, Nvidia, Apple. Is all traded the exact same way. It has the same exact moves, right? So we're at a higher high. We had 3 weeks of rise, right? We had a gap in the market, reset the trend, gave us another 3 pushes to the top side. After the 3 pushes, it gave us a node net. That's exactly what we want to see. So once again, at this point, we don't have any gaps at the bottom of the market. Right now, we know that there's 2 moves the market maker is going to make, either trending or consolidating. So this is where we wait. This is where we see price is consolidating. So again, either price is going to consolidate, give us an inducement of the lows to continue to push to the top side, to then give us the break and retest to continue, or price is going to give us a break and retest to continue to give us a pullback. Which again, if price decides to give us a pullback, we know we're going to be looking for a pullback somewhere in this area. Not only because it's the break and retest, not only because it's a retest of the previous break of structure, but it's also the bounce off the 50 EMA, which is what we're looking for in level 3. Right? So on the 30-minute time frame now, put our session breaks back on. We have a day of drop, which was yesterday, or Friday, right? Then today price gave us a day of drop. Sorry, I'm scratching my nose. Day of drop. Price already gave us a change of character, and today we were looking to see if price wanted to give us a break of structure. And all of this is part of the same trend. This is the low that we're looking for. We'll add this low over here. Did we get a break? No. We had a testing candle, came back up. Another testing candle, came back up. Another testing candle, came back up. Testing candle, came back up. Testing candle, testing. All of these candles are still testing. So again, if price does not give us a break of structure of these lows, then what are we looking for? We go back down to the 5-minute time frame, the 1-minute time frame, and we start looking for the change of character, break of structure, to then continue. Right now we have the lower low, lower high, and lower low. Right? Let's say price gives us another low, but it's still a testing candle. Right? Then we know we're trading lower high, lower low. So now the question should be, what are we looking for? Right? Well, okay. If price, after it gives us that new low, if price decides to come back up and give us a change of character, and then price gives us the break of structure, this is where I'll start looking to take a trade to continue that push back to the top side. And that's what we'll be looking for. And what will we target? It's very simple. We have a 30-minute high. Not only do I have a 30-minute high, but we have ADR and STP to our advantage. So let's say that STP, well, let's calculate it. Right, STP for tomorrow already 152 minus 33%. That's 101 pips. So what we'd be targeting would be 101 pips. And we know that we could start looking for a trade, something like this. I'll give you guys the position. Right, if we take a trade here, we have a stop loss somewhere around here. Our TP would be here. A 13 pip risk for 57 pip TP. Wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be a bad trade. Right, so we'll keep this here on screen so we can look at it tomorrow morning when we trade. See if we have anything else on the 4-hour, any engulfing candles. Right, we do have a small engulfing candle here, but it doesn't seem like it's valid. Red candle does not have a bottom wick on it. Right, no bottom wick on that red candle. Not even a small one. Go to the daily. Nothing on the daily. Go to the 1-hour. Nothing on the 1-hour either. So just gotta be patient with GCAD. GJ finally pushing up again. Right, daily time frame, we're in peak high territory. We're still trading higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. No continuations on the daily. On the 4-hour, we know that price looked like it wanted to turn around at one point, but then came back up, gave us a higher high, price gave us a higher low, and just started consolidating. In the zone of consolidation, we had the inducement to the lows. Again, none of these candles gave us a valid break of structure, and then price started pushing back up to the top side. We had 3 weeks of rise. This week, we're not really expecting price to continue the push to the top side after 3 weeks. Let's see if we have any gaps in the market. Right, we had a good first week. On the second week, gap in the market resets the trend. At the end of the second week going into the third week, boom, gap in the market resets the trend. So could price continue to push to the top side? Absolutely. Now on the 30-minute time frame, let's look for the same thing. We know we're trading lower low, lower high, lower low. Price gave us a change of character, higher high. Price now gave us a break of structure. Not only did price give us a break of structure, it gave us 2 days of rise. So now, could we be expecting GJ to give us a pullback, a higher low, to continue to a higher high? Absolutely. We had the inducement to the lows. At the inducement to low in the lower time frame, we had a change of character, break of structure. We know that in the daily time frame, we're still trading higher high, higher low, looking for price to give us a higher high. And again, remember what we talked about earlier. The market makers have two types of moves, either a trend or a zone of consolidation, and they chose to give us a zone of consolidation. So now what we're looking for is for price to give us the inducement to the lows to continue that push back to the top side. So once again, GJ is looking good now. How many days were we waiting for GJ to finally shape up so we could start taking trades? I'll tell you guys right now. Since February 6th. So it's been over a month that we've been waiting for GJ to shape up and give us these type of entries. So now we know that we're trading between this 30-minute low down here and these 30-minute highs over here, which aren't set yet, so I'm not gonna you don't have a set high just yet, so we'll just keep this up here for now. Give me 1 second. GJ is looking good. Let's go ahead and put this on our watch list. Finally. GU, guys, any questions, let me know. Again, we're pretty much done almost. We're only missing 3 pairs. Again, I'm not really gonna do US30 gold or Bitcoin or oil on stream. I'm still gonna update them here, but I'm not gonna talk about them. AU, we're in A1. We're in the first, I'm sorry, GU. We're bugging. GU, we're in V1. We're in the first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side. We have the break of structure. We have the retest, right? We have the higher high, the higher low, looking for price to start giving us the push to the top side for the higher high. No continuations on the daily time frame. On the 4-hour, let's go ahead and delete the session breaks. We have a week of rise last week, or week prior, sorry. Last week we had a week of no net, price is just moving sideways, so no continuations. And on the 30-minute time frame, price gave us a day of drop. Then we had to update this to see if it was going to be a no net. It ended up giving us 2 days of counter drop, and then today price gave us a day of rise, and we have a change of character again at the top side. So for me to feel comfortable taking these trades, I need to see a break of structure happen right after the change of character. We're going to put all of this as a 30-minute high from here to here. We're trading between that 30-minute high and this 30-minute low. And again, just waiting for price to continue the push to the top side. So we'll be patient with GU. I'm not going to put this one on my watch list just yet, but we'll continue to monitor it. Guys, let me know any questions. Once again, I'm not going to talk about US30. I'm just going to update it real quick. what I do want to talk about actually was the question with GU, or was it with US30, or was it with NAS? So we'll go over NAS as well, since that was a question in the chat and one of the trades that I took today after the stream. And then we'll compare it to US30, which was one of the trades that I skipped out on, and we'll talk about why I took NAS and why I didn't take US30. So just give me 1 second to update these charts, and then we'll do NAS at the end of the stream, and then we'll come back to US30 and talk about why I chose NAS compared to US30. What's good, Mr. Mike? On GU, did not pick that wick as the high since it looked like news fucked it up in the 30-minute. You can share your opinion. Let's go back to GU. So you're saying this high? Yeah, I mean it would be the same thing, right? If you chose either this high here or this high here, I just put it here since either way it wouldn't really make a difference. Would it make a difference? No, it wouldn't. My bad. Let me go back. Let's backtrack. Whether you chose this high or this high as your high, it wouldn't make a difference, because either way the change of character happened in the same place, and right now in present time it still leads you with the same result, right? We're still going to be trading between this low and this high. But again, you wouldn't be wrong, because that's just a candle wick at the end of the day, right? And again, if we go back to the line chart, that wick isn't even there. It's not really part of the structure. But again, at the end of the day too, it doesn't matter whether you put your high here or you put your high here, it still leads to the same result, which is still this 30-minute high and this 30-minute low. True, thanks. Yeah, no problem. Alright, so GUS30, give me 1 second, guys. Let me update this accordingly, and then we'll go on from there. So still no confirmed breaks to the lows, right? Just a change of character on both time frames. 2 weeks of drop, we have a gap in the market, resets the trend. Could we expect price to continue to go lower? We have that gap. And so after a change of character, we had a 30-minute change of character. USDCAD, we're in peak high territory, no continuations on the daily time frame. 4-hour time frame, we had 3 weeks of rise. On the third week, gave us a no net. Still trading between the lower low and the lower high that we have here, no continuations. And on the 30-minute time frame, we have 2 days of counter drop, and price continues to make lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And then price gave us a lower low over here. Still trading counter trend, so I won't be trading USD USD ZAR, we're in V2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third and final push to the top side. We still know we have a gap at the bottom of the market. We know price is still making lower lows and lower highs. We talked about this 4-hour engulfing, right? Low probability. Again, why is it low probability? Because price is still giving us lower lows and lower highs. And if you would have taken this trade, your stop loss would have been hit, right? And you can see that here on the 30-minute time frame, your stop loss would have been hit at the beginning of the Asia session for today. So that is the reason why that trade wasn't taken on USDZAR. Price is still moving counter trend, technically still making lower lows and lower highs. So we're now trading between this lower low over here and this lower high over here, right? Lower low, lower high to go into the lower low. So USDZAR is another one that I'll just be skipping through. And that's pretty much it. Again, I'm going to do gold, Bitcoin, and oil. Here, I'm just going to update it. Yeah, when you were anticipating it would be a type 3, did we have a valid BOS at the high and 50% retracement after on US30? Yeah, we'll talk about US30 because I saw your question. Well, it wasn't really a question in the Discord, but it was something that you said, right, as to why I didn't take that trade, right? I ended up taking a trade on NAS, which was at around 1:30, 2 p.m. And I'll talk about the reason why I chose NAS instead of US30, so you can see the difference between the two. Let me just update these pairs real quick. It's 3 months, still in the higher high. You have 2 weeks of rise. Got the 3rd week push to the top side already. Still got that gap at the bottom. And then on the 30-minute, we had a day of no net yesterday. Today we have a day of rise. And we're still trading between the same higher high, higher low, and higher high. Daily time frame for Bitcoin. Still don't have a break of the lows. 4-hour time frame. We had the inducement. Still making lower low and lower high. And on the 30-minute, price ended up giving us a day of rise. Still kind of trapped in this little zone. Still haven't really given us a nice push. Would have loved to have seen price give us a break of these lows to then continue. We got an inducement. After the inducement, let's take a look. This is probably in the 1-minute time frame. We had lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right, boom, higher high, all of this, and then price gave you a lower low, higher high, I'm sorry, no, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high, higher low, change of character, right? Then we had higher high, higher low, gave us the push to the top side, then gave us lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low, and then now we're trading between this lower low, change of character. Price is still just trapping traders. Gonna wait it out for Bitcoin. And then US oil, A1, bottom of the zone of consolidation in the downtrend, not the best spot to take a trade, and we could just see that price is moving sideways here. 4-hour time frame. back at the lows again and again. Price has two options: to either trend and give us a pullback, or consolidate, and price is just consolidating. And then on the 30-minute time frame, lower low, lower high, lower low, and price has just been consolidating for the last couple days, ending it up getting a no net for the day. Let's see if we have any engulfing candles in these areas. Nothing on the 4, nothing on the 1, nothing on the 30. Let's go down to the lower time frame, see if we can have any type of structure that we could see. No, 5-minute, 30-minute, we're pretty much in the same structure zone. Let's check the 1 minute real quick. Oh man. Okay, all good. We'll just have to wait for the 30-minute structure then to shape up. Alright, so let's talk about NAS and US30. So NAS 100. Start from the top. We know that for NAS we're trading in the daily time frame. Higher high, higher low, higher high. We know we're trading between this high and this low. On the 4 hour, we know that NAS was trading higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low change of character, right? Not only did we have a lower low change of character, but price also gave us 3 weeks of drop, right? After 3 weeks of drop, if you guys know the answer, what happens after three weeks of drop? What should the market do next for this upcoming week? I'll give you guys a minute to answer that question in the chat. After 3 weeks of drop, what must the market do? Chop or rise? Exactly. Move sideways or go up. So the fact already, understanding that we're at a lower low, after a lower low is set, we're looking for price to give us a higher high. The fact that price gave us a lower low after 3 weeks of drop, we know exactly. We know that price is either going to give us a no net, give us chop, right, move sideways, or it's going to go up to the top side. So we already know that this week there was a potential that price was going to start pushing to the top side. Now, going into the 30-minute time frame, what do we have? Lower low, lower high, lower low. What has price, right? What has price been doing for the last 2 days? Price has been inducing the lows, right? Now, when we're looking at price induce the lows, what we're looking for is for price to start giving us a change of character. We're looking for price to start giving us break of structures. Sorry, I have to sneeze. Give me 1 second. So we know that price has just been inducing lows. So looking at today's market structure, the fact that price, okay, yes, we're at the top of the zone of consolidation. Price never gave us a valid break of structure, but what did price do in the lower time frame? In the lower time frame, when we were at these lows, and we know that NAS was the only pair for today as well that didn't give us STP until after 9:30, right? This entry was at 120, around 120, 130, right? So this happened way after I even am on the charts, but I kept an eye on it because I already understand STP has to be hit. It has to be hit, especially on a day where no news, right? Price has to continue to make those pushes. So what was I looking for? I was just looking for price to turn around. And when we start looking at it, again, price is giving us higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low change of character, lower high. When it went to give us a lower low break of structure on the 800 EMA, we saw that price never gave us a valid break of structure. Price tested, came back up, and we never had another candle close below that first red candle's wick to give us that valid break. And what did price do instead? It gave you a higher high, change of character, higher low, once again tested these lows, right? And then on the 30-minute, no, I think it was the 5-minute, Yep, on the 5-minute time frame, it gave us an engulfing candle. Beautiful red green candle, engulfing candle retest, right on the 50 EMA as well, to continue that push back up to the top side. And again, understanding that price is at a lower low, we know that these buys are just to see how far up we're gonna go, because price could give us this lower high and then go back down into a lower low. Price could push up to here and go back down. Price could push up to here and go back down. So right now, I'm not going to be looking for any more positions until I see that, okay, price is going to give us a steeper pullback back to the top side, or price is going to continue that downtrend push to make that lower high to then go into the lower low, right? But no valid BOS, correct, Mike. But again, what position were we looking for? Where else could price go? Right? If the market is already telling you we have no valid break of structure, correct. This goes back into the question, I think you asked it, or maybe it was Albert in one of the sessions like last week or 2 weeks ago. Will there be times where you could get in on the change of character to continue? Of course, but you have to follow market structure. Again, understanding that we're at a lower low, right? Let's put all the pieces together once again, Mike. Let's start back from the top to the bottom, right? The 4-hour time frame. After 3 weeks of drop, are we expecting price to continue to make lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low? Are we expecting price after 3 weeks of drop to give you a push to the top side or a push to the bottom side? Let's just keep it simple. Right? Answer that question in the chat. Let's put all the pieces together. Right? After 3 weeks of drop, what must the market do? Top side, exactly. So we already have an understanding this week. Okay, cool. We already have 3 weeks of drop. Price cannot go lower, especially when it's a clean 3 weeks of drop. No gaps. We know we're at a lower low. We know we have 3 weeks of drop. What happens after a lower low? Again, not only Mike, if anybody else has that answer, what happens after a lower low? Is price going to make lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low? Or is price going to make lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high? Right, change of character to the top side. Okay. Exactly, Mike. Price has to give you a lower high. So all we were trading today was just structure, a lower low going into a lower high. And again, just waiting for the confirmations. Again, we didn't have a break of structure, but that's okay. Sometimes you're not going to get that picture perfect confirmation every single time. But this was already enough for us, right? Why? Because we had the 800 EMA. Price was respecting the 800 EMA. Price gave us an inducement of the lows. Price gave us an engulfing candle. What other more confirmations do you have? That's 3 confirmations already. We have 3 weeks of drop. After 3 weeks of drop, we know the market's going to move sideways or go up. STP hasn't been hit for the day. Right? What other confirmations do you want? That's 5 different confirmations, all telling you the same exact thing. Right? You want another confirmation. What EMA are we looking for price to bounce off on in peak high territory? We're looking for price to bounce off the 50 EMA. Right? What are we looking for in the EMAs? We're looking for the 50 to cross above the 200. That's 7 different confirmations that all happened here. We had the cross of the 50 and the 200. We had the bounce off the 50 EMA. What else do you want? 7 different confirmations. The only confirmation that didn't get hit beforehand was the break of structure. But that's okay. You're not always going to get that break of structure, but you have to follow the rules. It doesn't mean, oh, I got the change of character, I might take this trade. No. What other confirmations do you have? Right? And again, our other confirmations were the reason why I took this trade on NAS. And again, if we compare it to US30 now, why didn't I take US30? Very simple. Let's start from the top, go back down to the bottom. What was different between US30 and NAS? So US30 structure, right, looks very similar. Daily time frame, we have the change of character. On the 4-hour time frame, right? Change of character to make a lower low. On the 4-hour time frame, we have a change of character to the lower low. The only difference between NAS and US30 is that US30 hasn't completed its 3rd week cycle back down to the bottom. And again, the reason why US30 didn't do that, and the reason why US30 doesn't have to do that, is because US30 has a gap in the market. It resets the trend. We have 1 week of drop. On the 2nd week we had a gap, so technically speaking, this isn't really a strong 3rd week low. So that already gives us another indication. It gives us a heads up. Hey, price doesn't have to go lower than this. But we don't have that strong confirmation that tells us price gave us 3 weeks of low, we're gonna go up now. We don't have that confirmation on US30. So that's already one confluence that we can't use on US30 that we were able to use on NAS. Right? On the 30-minute time frame, same thing. We have a change of character that happened before, but before that push to the top side, when we were looking for the trade this morning, we were still trading lower low, lower high, lower low. Price gave us a lower high, it gave us an exhaustion candle, and then it started going back down to the bottom. Even though price gave us a type 3 pattern in the 15-minute time frame, and even though price gave us a bounce off the 50 EMA, we know that we were still trading between that lower low and lower high, and we know that we haven't completed our 3rd week cycle. Does that make sense? So we had a lot more confirmations on NAS than we did on US30 for this trade. NAS was 100% cleaner, and we had 99% more confirmation than we did on US30. So I hope that makes sense. And then again, our position for NAS was very simple. And the fact, let's go right back to US30. Again, the fact that price gave us STP early on, it was 9:30. That was for the NYC candle. Right? NAS didn't do that. NAS waited till 1:30. Was expecting the 3rd week drop, exactly. Right, so NAS's trade was very simple. It was done in the 5-minute time frame. On the 5-minute time frame, we had a 35 pip stop for a 227 pip take profit. Very simple today. So that was pretty much it, guys. Any questions, let me know. Anything you guys want me to explain again, let me know. If not, that's pretty much it for tonight, and we'll be back again tomorrow morning for tomorrow's trading session. Before we go offline, let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me go back into the Discord and update our watch list. Let's go through these pairs one more time to see if we missed anything. Not gonna put that on our list. Not gonna put that on our list just yet. EURUSD we're putting on our list. Perfect. GA we're putting on our list. I misspelled this. GCAD, nothing yet. We're just gonna keep it simple here, right? GJ, 3rd day high. GU, nothing just yet. US30, not gonna put that. USDCAD, nothing. USDZAR, nothing. Gold is in a weird position, man. Gold is in a weird situation. We're still at a higher high. Already completed our 3rd week push to the top side. Still have a gap at the bottom of the market. Our 3rd month, sorry, our 3rd month high. For the weekly, we completed our 3rd week high as well. We'll just have to see. Again, gold is pretty much in a situation where price is either going to give us break retest to continue, or this is where price is going to give us the inducement of the highs and then push back down to the bottom. So we'll just have to be patient with that. Bitcoin pretty much very similar. I'm not gonna force any trades on Bitcoin in this area. Still pretty much at the bottom of that zone of consolidation. And then oil is going to be another one. We're just trapped in this 30-minute zone of consolidation. So we'll see what price wants to do. I'm not going to force any trades on these pairs. Let's go ahead and just send the watch list. Great explanation. Can't wait to catch up on this. Perfect. No worries. You definitely will. I know it looks like a lot of information, but as you can see, just, you know, it takes me, what, 40 minutes to go through the session. And again, it's pretty much just copy and paste of every single pair. It's all traded the same way, so it's not like you have to look at different pairs differently. Nothing like that. Right? We just wait for our confirmations. The same type of entries, the same type of drawings on every pair, every time frame. It's pretty much all similar. Hello, good sir, on break. Or you said hold, good sir. It's good, my brother. Yo, you're almost out, man. You're almost out. Just one more hour. But we're pretty much done, Kendall. But if you have any questions, let me know. I pretty much just went over NAS and US30 and the reasons why I took NAS instead of US30. So 2 more hours. Oh yeah, you are an hour behind me, my bad. But you know, if you have enough time, just literally, I know that was one of your questions for NAS. So if you wanna just go back, watch the last 20 minutes, pretty much me going over NAS and US30, you could do that if you have the time. But alright, my brothers. Alright, team. Thank you guys for stopping by. Any other questions, let me know. Anything else you guys want me to explain before I leave, let me know. If not, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning for the live trading session in exactly 11 hours from now. 7 a.m. Eastern time till 10:30 Eastern time. 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. 11 hours from now. It's almost that time. Mr. Adrian, thanks. Good night, Louis. Good night, my brother. Thank you for stopping by. Let me see Discord. Any questions on Discord? No questions on Discord. No questions on. Alright, perfect. Alright, guys. Have a good rest of your night. See you guys tomorrow morning. Peace out.